Hey there, good afternoon. Welcome to the Board of Public Works meeting. Let's see if we can get hooked up here. There we go. Here is the Zoom link. I need to get logged in. I have way too many tabs opened. I was watching Miriam and Jamie's interview. I so love that guy. And then link a new tab. Launch meeting, open Zoom meetings. Try webinar. Turn this one off. There we go. Sorry about that. Hey, Mandy Me. Hey, Ganja. Hey, The Battle. Ganja, I will not be able to stream Friday. If you are thinking of maybe doing a stream Friday. Hey, Steven. Yep, we back. We be jammin', we be jammin'. Oh, well, I'm glad you got good sleep. Okay, well, somebody will figure it out. Yeah, they haven't, they opened it up on their YouTube channel, I saw, but the camera's not on yet. He said he was on his way over there, yeah. Good, I'm glad somebody will be there in person. Ganja, I think it's almost time to pivot from the meetings to the next steps. I think that also. Yep. There's a point where we did our job, and maybe a few people could just keep the pressure on. But other than that, I think this job, hey great grandma. Hmm. I didn't even really see to look what was on the agenda. I guess probably could do that. Mm, Re approve the revised funding table. Yep, there are 9 items. Right, Mandy me. That was a promise. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I was watching Jamie and Miriam, so I didn't get a chance to watch Matt over there, but good. I'm glad. True, great grandma, but in pivoting is exactly what we need to do. But doing this meeting in particular may not be the where we need to pivot to. We might need to come back to it, especially for the street vacation, but I think we've got things under control with this meeting. That's a good thought, Mandy Me. Thank you. Yep, keeping an eye on somebody out in the wild is probably a great idea in the real time. Looks like we have TJ this morning. You're right, Mandy Me. That's part of what I wanted to talk about in my comment this morning. Hey, Haggis. I'm here for you too. Hey, Haggis. I'm here for you too. Oh, where in the world is that coming from? Hey, Haggis. I'm here for you too.
One of our holy books.
What in the world? Where did we go? Testing, testing.
Hello? Hello? General public comment. Hello? 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 you keep on unmuting the Zoom callers just for your information, okay?
Hello, Zenu. Wanna? That was really strange, you guys. Haggis, I think I was saying, "Yeah, I'm here for you," and I was hearing it on their speakers. Somehow I got unmuted. There's Mr. Grant. That would be funny battle. When Grant comes out, he should have the song Electric Avenue playing him on. That would be funny. Okay, Antics. Yeah, I was watching the interview too. I'm gonna finish the rest on replay. I can hear the birds chirping outside. Oh, great. There's Goat Puppet. I looked outside the window this morning out on my porch. I thought it was a cat on the rail. It was a bird, but it was so big. Did they say no hands raised? I didn't hear him say anything. But it probably works if I do raise my hand. Yeah, I raised mine again too. I didn't hear him say anything. Oh, you're watching Matt's stream. That's where you heard it? Okay. Hello, TJ. Public comment, please. Hello, TJ. Public comment, please. It is, but I don't know what to do. I don't have sound from them either. I'm not on mute. You heard me say it on there, so. Miriam looks cute every day. That very could well be Cajun Juju. The battle, there is a video from Audit LA about the goat. She did an interview with him. TJ, I keep getting unmuted, but we can't hear anything you're saying.
You can't hear me.
Now I can hear you, yes.
Would you like to offer public comment this morning?
Good morning, TJ. Yes, this is the first time we could hear you. This is Mona M, and yes, I would like to offer public comment.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand.
Thank you, sir.
You can't hear me.
I couldn't hear you either, TJ. And I'd like general public comment.
Thank you. Well, hopefully you can hear me say thank you. Lurker, would you like to offer commentary this morning?
Yes, sir. Please and thank you. I couldn't hear you either, but I can hear everybody now.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Audit LA, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Knight and commissioners. I would like to do public comment and every item. There's a few I'm leaning towards 4 or 5 in the last one, but leave it as everything. Thank
I
you.
apologize, Audit LA. There's still a lot of noise here in the hearing room. If you could please let me know. I did hear you say public comment, but I didn't hear you tell me which other items you would like to offer commentary on.
I guess we could leave it at, I want to focus, I think, on 4 or 5 and then the last one, but I want to leave it open to anything beyond that if I have time.
So we go by
Just put all items, I guess.
Okay.
Keep it simple. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Gigi. Hopefully you can hear me. Would you like to offer commentary this morning?
I think I'm going to do general public and that's it.
Thank you. ASL interpreter Brian, I see your hand raised. Would you like to offer commentary this morning?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly now. Yes, for general comment, please.
Thank you. Maybe down for public comment. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. And I see Phil Thapoulis. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Yes, please put me down for general and all items. Thank you.
Hi, I'm kind of busy right now. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Yes, how can I help you? I'm going to go back to Georgina McPhee. This is the 4th time I've attempted to establish audio input from you from your device.
Yes, and it's the first time I've been able to hear you. As Mona said before, there was nothing audible before that. I kept seeing it being muted and unmuted.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. I'm going to ask you what may be considered a simple question. Would you like to offer commentary on any of our agendized items or public comment this morning? I'm going to ask you to unmute and respond to that question. Thank you.
I'm happy to respond to the question. I don't need to be talked to like I'm in preschool, however. I would like to do general comment and agenda item number 4. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to go, this TJ with the Board of Public Works. I'm going to go ahead and go through our Zoom commenters. We have Georgina McPhee, we have Mona M, Lurker, Jill, Adedale, Gigi, ASL interpreter Brian, and Phil Thapoulis on the virtual platform. Here in the room, I have MD Media and Goat Puppet. If there are any additional members of the public who wish to offer commentary, if you're in the room, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room, indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to me. If there are any additional commenters on the Zoom platform, please raise your hand at this time. I'll ask you to unmute and call upon you when we reach your item. And it's 10:02, we should get started in the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
He's definitely a cranky boy today, isn't he? Oh my gosh. Hey, Henry. Hi, Buttercup. I was going to say nice things today too, but I don't know.
You don't harass people. Why do you do that?
Goat Puppet's still going off.
See, you know what's going to happen? That Mayor Bass is going to wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and she's just going to put your resignation letter.
Mr. Knight, are we ready?
So we have in the room, we have 2 public comments. In Zoom, we have 8 public comments for multiple items and comments. We are going to have a request for item 1 to be taken off of consent.
Okay.
That's not my audio, you guys. His audio is very low.
Recording in
President Carson,
progress.
we are now in record.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Knight. Welcome everyone to the Board of Public Works meeting for Wednesday, March 12th. Mr. Knight, if you'd like to take roll call and establish quorum for us, please.
Yes. Good morning, President Carson. We have President Carson, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, Commissioner Kang, Commissioner Mitchell present. We're joined by City Attorney Representative Gerald Field. I'm TJ Knight with the Board of Public Works. President Carson, we have 8 public commenters on the Zoom platform, 3 multiple agenda item commenters on the Zoom platform, and we have 2 public commenters here in the hearing room. We have no neighborhood council commentary this morning.
Great. We'll start with general public comment. It is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items, and we'll provide it up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative total of 10 minutes for the general public comment segment of each regular meeting. Testimony shall be limited in content to matters which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. The board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period. We'll go with the in-person cards. Goat Puppet.
So here we have 8th Street, 2600 West 8th Street. It's a cavernous hole. It has been there a long time. But that's in a brown skin community, not those fucking Jew communities that you guys provide good services to. So that's over in what you call Westlake. And that is a rather deep hole, you know? So what happened is that your city just let the thing fall down and nobody comes out and fixes it. Your city councilwoman, Hamburger Hernandez, doesn't give a fuck about it either because she's too busy eating hamburgers. So you see, if that were in Encino, shit, boom, 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 that would have been done, you know, the next day. So anyway, that is down the street from an electric light repair project that was done. And still they left the trash so the homeless fentanyl users can cut through that fence and go in there and set another fire, which they did 3 weeks before.
And that's 1 minute. Thank you.
So anyway, fuck all of you.
Thank you. We'll go next to MD Media.
Morning, Council. Thank you for letting me speak. I'm here in general comments about the permanent vacation. Their permanent street vacation on LRH Way. Scientology is trying to get that street shut down permanently for ungod no reasons. We don't know why, but they're just trying to also keep us protesters from protesting there. When there's revenue that they could be bringing in, if they put parking meters there as well, that would help bring in revenue for the city. Also, I've noticed they're doing unpermitted work on LRH Way on the roof across the street at 1334 LRH Way. I haven't seen anyone out there with permits. There's people out there doing work without permits. Thank you. That's all.
Good job, MD.
Mr. Knight, would you like to move us over to the virtual platform?
Very well, President Carson. We'll start with Georgina McPhee. You have 60 seconds to offer your commentary. Good morning. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm also calling about the permanent street closures or the constant street closures that have been happening on L. Ron Hubbard Way. That street is a direct artery to 2 major hospitals. The fact that it's allowed to ever be closed is unfathomable to me. It's an emergency access route. It needs to be opened up for the people 24 hours, 7 days a week. It needs to have public parking and meters installed. It needs to be accessible for everyone. Thank you.
We'll move next to Mona M, followed by Lurker. Go ahead, Mona M.
Thank you, Mr. Knight. Good morning, commissioners. Hello, board. It's me again, Mona. 2 things. One, I seen this morning that over on Catalina and Fountain, they are removing those thorny plants that are in violation of city code. I appreciate that. The planters are gone. I appreciate that. I'll be true to my word and not bother you so much anymore. Hopefully this street vacation will not be endorsed or promoted, and the Board of Public Works will take that into consideration. So no endorsement or promotion for the street vacation on LRH Way. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
We'll move next to Lurker, followed by Jill.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. You have 60 seconds to offer your commentary.
I just gotta say, for decades, I've been seeing that organization fighting for that street. This is insane. I'm 82 years old. I've been watching it since it's only been on 3 channels. Please and thank you. You can't do nothing while you're there, but how about when you leave this room? Can you do something then? Please and thank you very much. Love you all.
Jill. We'll go ahead to Audit LA. We'll go back to Jill and try
I'm here again. I'm sorry. I'm here.
Okay.
Do you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to continue. Something's wrong with my phone. Continuing along the line of the planters and the thorny rose bushes and the street vacation. You've only emboldened this child trafficking cult by not going ahead and removing those planters and thorny bushes. They've become emboldened. They're doing what they want. They're doing unpermitted work. They're creating a danger to workers by not doing the right thing. By you doing that, you've also emboldened them to file false criminal charges against Scott Hochstetter, and it's inappropriate. You've just given them a lot of chutzpah to do what they're doing. Bye.
And we'll move next to Audit LA, followed by Gigi.
Yes, good morning. I want to take the aspect of the permits, the street closure permits. They're getting a new round of permits, and I am asking and requesting and begging somebody to put limits on these things. I don't believe that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as notifications. I haven't seen anything about that. But we need to have a cap on how many street closure permits we can have in a year. As of now, they can have one every single weekend, all year round. There has to be limits. So there needs to be a law or some kind of rule that maybe like no more than once a month, and even that's too much. But the community needs their street. It needs to be open. It's a major artery to hospitals, to the metros. And they have the name of the street. They have they adopted the street. That's enough. They don't need a street vacation, and they don't need a backdoor street vacation with endless permits. Something needs to be done. Again, it's true they are trying to get
60 seconds, and we'll move next to Gigi, followed by ASL interpreter. Go ahead, Gigi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I kind of want to speak on something that the in-person speaker, MD, was speaking about with the unpermitted construction or whatever. There's something that he did not mention, but I saw the other day. They were receiving at the horseshoe entrance of the blue building on Catalina. They were receiving building materials, which I don't know enough about what they're called, but the little flat pieces of wood, and when you dig trenches or holes, you use them to keep it stable. They received tons of them, and the people dropping them off said that they're for trenches, they're for holes, stuff like that. I'm wondering if Scientology has a permit to be doing any work that's involving trenches or holes, and if they have the permits for the building materials. And I can't find anything myself about this, so that should be looked into given their record of unpermitted work. Thank you.
We'll move next to ASL interpreter Brian.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, I'm addressing the street vacation on Lafayette R. Hubbard Way. This morning, Jamie Mustard, who grew up here in LA, gave his account of growing up in Scientology and the Sea Org and what the children organizations they had from an infant to 12 or 13 when he was put to physical work. This amount of physical, mental, emotional, and sexual abuse is rampant. The ecclesiastical staff believe that children are adults in small bodies so they can do whatever they want to them. This religion clergy did not follow the requirements for mandated reporters to report to agencies about this. Same thing happened in Denmark, in Copenhagen, all over where Scientology is located. These things are happening. When First Amendment auditors are documenting these abuses and crimes from the street, which is open at this point, but soon to be given away if you do this, the church gets involved, trying to get your approval to shut them street down so they can do these activities and all kinds of other illegal things right under your nose with your blessing. Thank you.
We'll move next to Phil Tapoulis.
I just want to talk directly on the illegal street vacation that the cult criminal racket known as Scientology is trying to do on L. Ron Hubbard Way via Bill Delvac and his little minion, Dan Reardon. Yeah, listen, man, all right, this board needs money and so does the city. You can easily put up at least 24 parking meters there. And the fact of the matter is this criminal racket doesn't even pay for these event permits. They just do it unlawfully. So how about you generate some money? We all like money. I know you like money. I love money. The audience likes money. So how about you generate some money for the city? You guys are going broke. All right. This cult doesn't pay you money. So force them to by putting up some parking meters on L. Ron Hubbard Way and stop this street vacation nonsense. Get some damn money in your pockets. I like money. You like money. That's really the bottom line. Put some parking meters on there. It's a public street. Let's get some money for the city. Let's stop this nonsense and let's make some money. It's just that simple. Give them, make
60 seconds, President Corson. That concludes public commentary. However, I do see an additional hand raised on the Zoom platform. If you'd like, I can ask the attendee if they would like to offer public comment.
Did we already meet the 10-minute threshold?
Yes.
Okay. We can ask if they'd like to speak on a single item or multiple agenda item, but for now, we will be closing the general public comment portion for today's meeting.
Very well. Children's voices matter. Would you like to offer commentary on any of our agendized items? Please note that the presiding officer has closed public comment this morning.
No, just general comment. Children's voices matter.
I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. Thank you. That concludes public comment this morning.
Thank you. We'll move on to multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment for up to 1 minute per item, up to a total of 3 minutes per meeting. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item. For Go Puppet and MD Media, you just put down general public comment. Is it for multiple agenda item as well? No. Okay. Thank you. Go Puppet.
All right. So now this is the bullshit portion. You have to tie your Rob general public comment into an item. People are just sick in the mind, man. But you're talking about today, I think the Sepulveda Basin. There's no fucking streetlights in the Sepulveda Basin at all. Victory Boulevard to Woodley to Burbank to Balboa. 78% of the streetlights have been out for the past 2.5 years. And I see millions of dollars on that agenda. You have a project. How can you have a project when you don't even have any streetlights? The parking lots to the park are left wide open so fentanyl users, human traffickers, drug addicts, and thieves can go in and set little fires and burn the shit out of the entire basin. The park ranger doesn't even come in and lock the gates at night. And you have a project? And then I see this crawl back. What? You're going to crawl back $1.4 million. How are you going to crawl that back? You're going to spend it and then you're going to get it back. So in other words, you're going to ask the federal government for a refund, or are you going to apply the money as a loan. So is the city is the Board of Public Works gonna borrow $1.4 million from the general fund with an IOU, subject to return of federal funds? Of course not. That money's never gonna be fucking seen. Are you kidding? Trump is gonna give you 1.4. He isn't gonna give you anything. Why are the fucking streetlights out? Why? I call Imelda Padilla's office at 213-473-7006 every week, wondering when they're going to turn our streetlights on. I did a complaint recently at 311 on the intersection of Burbank and Woodley. Got a case number. Hasn't done shit. But I do know this. The crews came out in CD1 yesterday, and I spent a lot of time talking to them about this and watching how they do it. There's little fuses in the ground and the wires, and the little fuses and the lights go out. Now they can change a fuse, and then they can turn the lights back on. Then they sometimes have to go on the pole, and it's a sensor, a day and night active sensor. So why are 78% of the lights out in this major thoroughfare where they've had cars chases? They've had burglary suspects drive down Woodley, and the cops can't find them because there's no lights. And you guys are going to pour $2.4 million in. So what is it you guys really are doing? Are you guys going to redevelop the area? We're leasing it from the Federal Department of Engineering, the engineers. So you tell me, turn the streetlights back on and stop robbing us.
That's 3 minutes.
Mr. Knight, we can move on to the virtual hands raised.
Very well, President Carson. We'll start with Georgina McPhee.
Hi. Yes, I'd like to address the sidewalk damage that was done by the heavy planters that were put up on Fountain. There's been terrible damage due to the excessive water usage and those heavy barricades that were put up. And I think if you put in metered parking on L. Ron Hubbard Way, you'd be able to pay for those sidewalk repairs, plus pay for the cost of the meter.
Identify to which item you're speaking. This is multiple
sidewalk
agenda
repair
item
number
commentary.
4. Sidewalk repair agenda item number 4. The planters have done serious damage. They were in ADA violation for several months. I think they should be fined daily for each one of those planters, which would net thousands of dollars a day, and would make the repairs on Fountain, as well as any repairs necessary to retrofit L. Ron Hubbard Way with parking meters. Parking meters and parking is necessary on that street for access to the hospital, for patients of the hospital, hospital staff. It's expensive to park at a hospital all day long. If there was meters available to people and a street available to people, that street should never be closed off. It's a direct route to both of those hospitals. Children's Hospital and Kaiser Hospital are directly in line with that street. And the fact that that street ever gets closed off is baffling to me. Ambulances need to be able to go down that street.
Caller, which item are you speaking on?
All the items. All the items. I yield back my time.
Thank you.
We'll move next to Audit LA. Please indicate which item you're speaking on. Go ahead.
All right, all items. The first, I will agree with Goat Puppet about the Sepulveda Basin, and it's beyond that. It's the entire East Valley, including the nicer areas, like parts of not the Toluca Lake Village, but other parts. Toluca Lake Village is nice, but you can't get it. It's so dark. I have been on video where it's so dark I can't even see in front of me, and I'm in a chair, and it's so scary and dangerous. There's no lighting in the valley. That being said, I want to go to the sidewalk. I agree also that as you do sidewalk repairs, that I submitted, I hope everyone's had a chance to review it by now. I have submitted the CASP report individually to every commissioner. Please review it. It's all important, and we'll be referring to it often. But they talk about the sidewalk portion on Fountain Avenue. I cannot go down it. I am restricted. So it's not Scientology per se now. with their endless permits, closing the street where I can't get, where they want to keep me off. It is a broken sidewalk. So I don't know who do I need to sue over it? Is it Scientology that's responsible to fix it, or is it the city responsible to fix it? It gets very confusing because I can't go down it, and I'm tired of having areas where I cannot go down, whether it's because I'm in the dark or because it's so broken, it's too dangerous to even attempt. Now, mind you, this is a $1 billion place that has enough money to do everything they want on the street that they love. But the one that, the other side, they could care less about because it's not the traffic inside to their building. And it's so treacherous, which is maybe what they want. They got like a moat. It creates like a moat. It needs to be fixed. The next one is okay, about the one with the increased money. Here we go, is constant. You want, at first it's going to be 1.4 million. Now it's like 4 point some odd million. Like, how does that happen? Is this because people continually come in and bid, and there's like bidders now that you're talking about, that they lie and they lowball and say, okay, we want to get this, and we're like, okay, we'll give it to you because it's so low, it's so nice, and then they come in because they know they will always get the increase. Like, I never hear any. I think one time I heard Commissioner Grant scrutinizing, which I appreciate immensely every time he scrutinizes things. Thank you, sir. But endlessly it gets voted on. It gets, everything. So anyone can lowball. I could come in and say, I want to fix the Sepulveda Basin for $10. Oh, I'm the lowest bidder. I get the thing. Then I come back, oh, I need $10 million. And okay, is that what it takes? Of course I'm exaggerating, but this is the process that we've been seeing for so long. It needs to stop. I am here not just to talk about the stuff that Scientology is doing to the city, but also to hold the city. You have to be accountable.
Thank you. Phil Sapoulos. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I just want to echo some of the comments made by Audit and Goat. So, talking about the Sepulveda Basin project, I see there's a major sum total there, and I know the city is in desperate need of money. And what better way to generate a huge portion of that money? And I did some calculations thanks to the report that Audit submitted based on the countless violations of one of these criminal rackets that could easily go to actually funding this project. By my calculations, at least 1.5 million that you could generate from this revenue, not only in violations by Scientology, but also an additional million just on parking meters alone on L. Ron Hubbard Way. And not only that, I too fear for my life when I walk down a dark street. I mean, L. Ron Hubbard Way is a dimly unlit street, and I fear for my life because I know a Scientologist is going to go and assault me, just like they did Aja back a couple of months ago, where a guy literally punched a protester in the face who was a Scientologist. And that's what they do. They just punch people in the face because they feel like they can get away with it on a dark street. And that's how you can get money for that Sepulveda Basin project. You can take money from organizations that aren't paying you and put it towards, at least now I've given you 2.5 million that can go towards that project so people don't get punched in the face by Scientologists on dimly lit streets. I think we can all agree on that. Nobody wants to get punched in the face on a dimly lit street by a Scientologist. That's something we can all agree upon. And similarly, when they talk about disrepair sidewalks and disrepairs, I mean, I've literally seen people trip and the disabled people get stuck on broken sidewalks. And money I see there also is required into the tune of 1.6 million. What better way to generate that money than start issuing criminal charges as well as fines to the racket that's known as Scientology? Easily 2.5 million. Right there, it's not even been a full year. You could easily fund the entirety of that project and not let people get punched in the face on L. Ron Hubbard Way by a Scientologist and not get people stuck who are in wheelchairs because of the destruction that Scientology has done to the public right away. You can do all these projects by taking money from Scientology that you're entitled to and fixing these sidewalks and putting up streetlights so that people aren't getting punched in the face by Scientologists and the cops having to show up in mass, because that's what Scientologists do every day in and out. They punch people in the face, they destroy sidewalks, they make fun of the disabled, and they issue bogus criminal cases against people. And you could easily get that money for these projects if you just put up parking meters on L. Ron Hubbard Way, start issuing those criminal charges in violation of LAMC 5611 and 5612. You know it. And I've done the math. Easily 1.5 million dating back to June 2020.
President Corson, that does conclude the multiple agenda item commenters who have identified themselves previously. However, there are 2 additional hands raised on the Zoom platform. If you'd like, I can ask if you would like to offer commentary on a single item or a multiple item.
Yes, please.
Very well. I'll start with Lurker. Would you like to offer would you like to offer single item or multiple item agenda commentary this morning?
Multiple.
Very well.
Publicly.
Go ahead. Please indicate which item you are speaking on. Go ahead.
All of them. All at once. This is ridiculous. All the years that this same street has been spoken about in the media, which was limited back in my day when I first started paying attention to this stuff. Get a grip on
which item are you speaking on?
All of them. Take it or leave it. Do
Right.
what you do and be who you are. You're
identified
gonna
3 items.
be who you are.
Okay, but you have to stay on topic.
The topic is do your job. Do your job. Simple topic. All of y'all, get it together or get off the bench.
Speaker.
What the heck?
Are your comments to items on the agenda, or you'll forfeit your time?
I'll forfeit my time. I hope you heard what I said. Talk to you later. Bye.
Carla, I do see your hand raised on the virtual platform. Would you like to offer single item commentary or multiple agenda item commentary this morning?
Multiple, please.
Go ahead. Please indicate which item you're speaking on. Go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
Yes, I'm speaking on the first items, all the items that refer to funding, because I'm seeing millions of dollars being mentioned that are going to be used for funding. So I am calling to say, I've been hearing all the comments before me. I like to second the comments made for multiple items here by Audit LA, by the former and all the other former commenters. They are telling you, they're putting money on the table for you. They're telling you, here you have a case in which you can collect $1 million extra dollars. And if I were you, I would personally call these people and say, let's have a meeting, how we're going to get this money. Because that's a way, like, how you're not going to look good by collecting these fees and being able to refund the city with this initiative. When do you ever get public comment where people are bringing money and putting it on the table? Imagine you get in a suitcase and the money is in front of you and say, oh no, thank you. I prefer to collect it with taxes. How are you looking towards the people who voted for this government? This is insane. So I would encourage you, and I'm sorry if I'm being rude. I don't want to be rude. I'm being passionate about this. I really appreciate the work that you do, but please pay attention to the report that Audit Lay presented. Please pay attention to a former caller who talked about the money that you can collect with these fees. Please pay attention to the fact that there are other expenses that are being taken because of those planters that you allowed for 8 months. A person has been criminally charged. He's been mentioned before. He has been criminally charged for touching those planters or for touching something that had to do with the permits that also were not in compliance. So the city and the state is also expending money on criminal charges that are bogus connected to this. And a person is at the risk of going to jail for touching a planter that shouldn't be there. What if that person was a person with a wheelchair? He had to touch the planter and the planter broke. What, they're going to charge them for vandalism, for a planter that was illegal? This is insane. And please check the case. It's Scott Hochstetter. It's a case where there's a criminal charge. Are you going to charge every person that bumps into the planter? So there's more money wasted there, and it has to do with the street repair also. There's so much you can collect there. But the fact that you're not grabbing it is driving me insane. I wish I was being told on my job, you know what, you could save all this. Good now. So that's why I want to second all the comments before me. And I hope you understand that if we talk like this, we want to help. We want to collaborate. We're bringing many solutions to your problems. We're making your work easier.
That's 3 minutes. Thank
We're
you.
here.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Knight. With that, we'll close the multiple agenda item public comment portion for today's meeting and move on to approval of the minutes for Monday.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, great meeting. Great meeting, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate this. There goes Goat Puppet. Off to this. No, there's no city council meeting today. Okay, you guys. I need to go call that person back. Much love to everybody. If anybody is interested in doing the stream for Friday, as I said, Friday, I'm not going to be able to stream. That was wonderful. So, either somebody else just raise your hand, jump up, or just do it and maybe make an announcement that you're going to do it. So much love to you all. I'm scooting. Bye.